This is Red, White, and Bluegrass.
President Donald Trump gave his first State of the Union address since returning to office this week. The speech set a record for length, hit on several of the president's favorite topics. The president focused a lot on the economy, even as that's one of the key points many Americans say he's not doing enough on. The president also repeatedly blamed Democrats for many of the nation's problems, including inflation and high prices.
The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%.
There was a handful of bipartisan moments, including when the president called for a ban on congressional stock trading and introduced the U.S. men's gold medal hockey team. Representative Hancock, let's start here with you. Do you feel like there is any blame to share for where we are at right now with our economy? How do Democrats counter some of the finger pointing you're seeing there from the Trump administration?
Well, I think it's his only card he has, because he is so far connected to what real working families are struggling with. So it's real easy for him to hear something's bad and shift blame on something else. That's just his playbook. I'm not that person. I hear that across the aisle sometimes of, oh, the Democrats did this or did that. I don't really care what's happened in the past. Let's just focus on what we can do now, which is the affordability crisis in our nation, help our working families, work on our public schools to make them the best they can be, invest in our infrastructure. Those things matter to our constituents, and I unfortunately think that not unfortunately, it's just the facts, that our president is so far removed from what real issues are. I mean, his family's made $3 billion since he's been in office. I mean, people that make that type of money don't understand a $350 grocery bill.
Representative Moser, let's bring you in here. Are there any shades of the last administration here, them saying, hey, the economy is improving, just listen to us, but maybe that's not meeting people's reality, their bills right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree that there are definitely folks who are struggling right now, but we do need to look at things like inflation. We need to understand why it happened, and I think we have a real spending problem at the federal level. So, I think while it's very, very important to understand our constituents and what's going on the ground, the federal government, the Congress is there to actually hopefully fix and really dive into these issues, understand them, and try to fix them. I think that inflation is coming down. We're seeing the price of housing come down some. It's still too high. It's still, I have my youngest son is trying to buy a house. The 20-year-olds and 20-somethings are struggling right now. They're not the only ones, but there are a lot of issues. I think if we could get our spending under control on a federal level, we might see a different scenario.
And I think the question that a lot of 20-somethings have, certainly something that I'm curious about, is like realistically, considering all the nuances of how the market works, it's not just Congress or the president that control all this, but do prices truly go down again from here? There are people that would love to see pre-COVID grocery prices, but realistically, is that even possible?
Oh, I mean, I've thought the same thing. When the cost of everything is up, it's pretty rare that we see it come down. The housing market is a little bit different, that it fluctuates. It's very market driven. And so, supply and demand and all of it. So we have housing issues. We have the high cost of groceries, and we all see that when we go shopping. And I think that probably inflation is the only variability. That's going to be the only change, the only way things change, in my opinion. So I don't know that things really come down in price.
Just a few seconds left here, Representative Hancock.
Yeah, I do think they can, and I think we have a responsibility to figure it out. So, I mean, that's my answer. They can come down. We just need to do the work to get them down.
Let's hope so. All right.